national anthem, but beyond that, we don't have anything else. Our economy is still controlled largely by the Western interest, plus 1% of our oligarchs. But the citizens of Kenya do not have control over their economy. They don't have control over their politics. We do not have control over our culture anymore. We don't have control over our social affairs. We certainly don't have control over foreign affairs. We are dictated to by Washington and by London and Paris. So no, we don't have our country back. We never achieved any independence. So we should continue to struggle. Last thing I want to say, it is good that at least the leadership of the police have made announcements that they are not going to interfere with tomorrow's memorial concert, and that the gathering at Uhuru Park is not going to be interfered with. They are not going to load tear gas, and they are not going to shoot anyone. Well, we hope that they are not going to hire criminals to interfere with the citizens, because when the citizens gather in large numbers there, I think the citizens should put it as a duty that if any of the thugs are unleashed on them, they should punish those thugs. They should not run away, because these thugs are not going to be more than 100, and they should be punished, and we can actually try them and punish them ourselves. I don't believe that people like Sakaja should be allowed to attend and address this rally. He was responsible for hiring thugs that injured a lot of people last week. And he's been one of the people that have stolen and looted public resources without accountability. He's responsible for the mess that we are in. Should be a peaceful, safe space for the movement, for citizens struggling against impunity. And we cannot allow perpetrators of impunity to invade this space and try to turn it into a platform for perpetuating impunity. Finally, I think there is a propaganda, probably brought in by the NIS, that is trying to create a sophisticated division. Our focus should be on the national government for now, and the members of parliament that passed the punitive Finance Bill 2024. That way, we are not going to be diverted to the county governments. So let's forget about the Auditor General's report on the county governments for now, strategically. Let's focus our attention on Ruto and his regime and the members of parliament that passed this odious punitive Finance Bill 2024. Once we are over with them, then we can deal with the county governments and the others. Because if we don't do that, we would be scattered and we would be spread too thin, and we would turn even those governments that have been supporting us and giving us protection in the counties as our enemies. That's what they want. Focus on the national government, the Kenya Kwanza government. Let's bring it to its knees. Let's dissolve it, and then we can deal with other things later. That's my submission. I drop the mic.
Thank you so much, Daktari, for the submission. I would like to really request, we've hosted Daktari, I think 3 times, and there are speakers who have had a chance to speak, but there are speakers who actually inboxed me. They have been trying for 3 sessions to get to the mic, but they never managed. So if you have spoken before, kindly give the chance to other speakers who have not spoken so that we can add them, because really they've been trying and they also want to put their points across. Now we head to Cliff, Jojo, Dean, and Kitoni.
Yeah,
yes, please.
Maji, can I just say
yes,
something?
Yes, please.
I think those speakers that have been wanting to speak, why don't they raise their hands and then you can put them on the queue and they can speak?
The problem is they can only raise their hands when they're on the speaker. panel. Yeah. Oh. So when they're still on the listeners and requesting, yes.
Mark.
They can wave. Okay. Let's do that. Okay.
Yes.
Thanks for the tip. Okay, guys, you hear that? Kindly keep waving and then we add you. Meanwhile, let's go. Cliff, Giorgio, Dean, and Francis, as I look for those other ones, and then we go. Yeah. 2 minutes each.
Yeah. Thank you very much. On this one, I'm sure on this aspect whereby somehow for me, I believe like how Ruto put it together this government, somehow he was creating a room and space for embezzlement. Actually, looking through all these financial bills all through since last year, this year, those myriad of taxation from the housing levy to even the affordable fertilizer, the VAT taxes all over the place. I believe somehow even having those so incompetent CSS or PSS or all those kind of officials, the SS official, who are somehow there intentionally. However, for me, looking at the grand scheme of things, I believe at some point, the president had maybe a scheme whereby towards the end of his term, he could actually throw all these CSS or a bunch of them under the bus and try to sanitize himself regarding what has happened in the government and trying to look, do the kind of clean to the people and trying to maybe cleanse himself from the wrongdoings that's done or that have happened in his government. Although he's the chief leader of this government, he's the chief person who should be in charge, I believe that, I think the should have said that one quite clearly, we should put Ruto on task. He's the one on the spotlight. We should not try to divert the attention of the mismanagement of the country to the people who him as a person, him in his own very person, he appointed. I was very disappointed. I think I saw a video today or yesterday, whereby when I was appointing, I think the IG, Mr. Kawame, he didn't even know who that was. Then you're wondering, like, how could you appoint a person who don't even understand who is, the second name, what they do, and all of that. So I think should remain still focused on the point that, regardless also as much as we are calling the overhaul of the cabinet, still, of course, now the focus majorly lies on the president for any mismanagement, for the appointments, for any appointment of the state officials, and also still the buck stops to the president in terms of any management or mismanagement of this country. I hand over the mic.
Thanks for being brief. Kingsman, help me identify them. I saw a lot of waves. Let me drop Cliff. Giorgio, Dean, Mzalenda already added you. 2 minutes each.
I think those people who have spoken, Giorgio Kiasi, those who have spoken can speak automatically, and then now we can be able to add others. I'll also be checking with your tools.
Yeah, thank you for this opportunity. For those who don't know me, I'm a comedian in the United States, been, struggling for a very long time trying to understand this capitalist system. I went to Nation TV to talk about capitalism. It's been a pain. I'm from Githurai. This is where the massacre was committed. Just because the highway is so flat, it's a killing field. So there is no negotiations. Thank you, Miguna. There is no negotiations with someone who has blood on your hands. When you have blood on your hands, you don't go to the public. We are not going to let this go. Here, we have a chance to change the entire world. And one of the things that is affecting us here is globalization. Kenya, there's nothing that can happen in Kenya by itself. It's a global village. We was trying to create a small global village. Now look at Ghana. They're trying to do exactly what we did. Look at Nigeria, Uganda. All of them are following suit. Are we going to be stopped down by these traitors? These traitors will come to regret. Why? Because we are creating a leaderless government. It is possible. Yesterday, I laid out the points of creating a leaderless government. I even brought examples of the softwares that we can use, starting with Monday. Now, William Ruto and your cronies, you keep messing with us just because you got guns. Guess what we got? We got nuclear weapons. We got bazooka.
Okay.
We're going to come from each and every corner of the world.
If you could,
Yes.
You want 1 minute past. If you could just land, please.
Okay. Yeah. Let me summarize this. For each and every one of you in this movement, you need to feel very strong about yourself and know that an elephant is always dropped by a mace cob. United States with all the power they have. 9/11, 2001. These boys, Osama bin Laden came with cutters and wires and fuck them up. William Ruto and your cronies, we're gonna fuck you up, and we ain't stopping. Love you, my people. Keep it strong. Saba Saba, here we come. We ain't stopping. Nothing is gonna stop us. We are not scared of death because when a man puts their life on the table, anything can happen. Love you all. Let's keep going.
Thank you so much, Giorgio. Dean and Mzalendo in that order.
Okay, thank you so much for this opportunity. This is Dean from Trans Nzoia County. I want to appreciate Dr. Miguna for what he said, and I agree with him in everything that he has said. Kenya as a country, we have a very illegitimate president. Look at what is happening in his cabinet. All his CSs are very incompetent, and they have mastered his art of lies. And if we want to succeed in this, listening to William Ruto is a very big waste of time, because he's a big liar, and he has mastered the art of convincing people. The moment you listen to him, at some point you will start believing in him. So we don't have to listen to him whatsoever. His CSs are all incompetent. We have the CS for health who comes from Trans Nzoia. She's a drunkard who is ever drunk here in Trans Nzoia. When they say that charity begins at home, we even thought that because she comes from home, she's going to partner and help the governor to even improve the health sector in Trans Nzoia. But it is pathetic. She has now joined Wetangula in even fighting the governor. So we need people who are going to stand up and make sure that we take Kenya to the next level. The fact that we are being told day and night, I don't think that just the way Dr. Miguna said, we don't have any deaths. So
yeah,
I support what the GenZ are doing.
Sawa Dean, you've had because of time.
It's okay.
Thank you. Tulikuwa tunajua ni mlevi, umeconfirm tunanarifia.
Wachaneni, nyinyi mtakuja hapa na evidence ya chupa. Walevi mwachane, mtulete kwanza chupa hapa tuone. Let's not go to personal attacks. That is going to water down. Hey.
Maj, I think Lexia has been shouting so much in the
let's
space.
put it. Let's give her.
Lexia,
but please, let's not go into personal attacks here. That waters down the discussion. Yes, Lexia, go.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Loud and
clear.
All right, thank you. What I want to talk, about is, the topic of today, which is what next. And I've really been looking for this mic. And what I believe that we need to do is that, the people are saying that we, retreat. We should not do that. The idea I have is that we, the likes of Boniface, the likes of Shadi, who started with those flyers, is that, we print those flyers with occupy embassies. The reason why I'm saying we occupy embassies is because this is the first thing that we should have done from the word go. If we had done this from the word go, and I'm sure Dr. Miguna is going to comment on this, we, by now, the tyrant should be home. I'm giving an example of, the UN Avenue, which hosts the US Embassy, which hosts, UNEP. If we occupy, the both ends, which is, Limuru Road, and also on the other side, the Northern Bypass, then definitely everything will come to a standstill. Nothing will take place at the US Embassy. Nothing will take place at UNEP. And this will call, the reason why I'm saying the US Embassy is because these are, the tyrant is the puppet. And you see, our policemen are now guarding, the embassy of, US in Haiti, which is really a sad situation. But if we occupy, the entrance of UN Avenue, the junction between the Muru Road and UN Avenue, it means that nothing is going to take place at the Australian embassy, which is there, at the Canada embassy, which is there,
kindly land,
the US embassy, the UNEP, the Israel embassy. 2 minutes each, kindly land.
Yeah, please, yeah. Back to you.
So if we do this, then the most important thing, which is, IBC, then we are going to force the tyrant to make sure that he's signed the bill by Tuesday, as he said, but not just appointing anybody, but anybody that we are going to allow to be in that, seat as the IBC chair, probably, William Tunga. So I believe if we take those, and anybody who can reach to, Boniface, anybody who can reach to, Shadi.
I think we lost.
Next speaker, please. Alexia, I think we lost you.
Zalendo, and then Dr. If you want to chime, then you can go after Zalendo. Zalendo, 2 minutes. Okay, Zalendo is not speaking.
Zalendo? Yeah, we can't hear him. So, I think Alberta.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, how are you doing?
Fine, thank you. Now, I just want to be very brief because I noticed that as Kenyans, we have a psychological problem. I think that we should all be in the consensus that this government, our employees, and we are not subordinates to them. We did not swear any oath of personhood to Mr. Ruto. We didn't swear anything to him. He is the one who swore an oath to the Kenyan people to do what is mandated in our constitution. And from what we've witnessed from his regime, it's obvious that his entire government is absolutely incompetent. I want to just provide encouragement to the compatriots, including the longtime veterans from Sabasaba, to let them know that we understand now more than ever what you've been trying to tell us for years, that we do not owe public officials loyalty, obedience. We are not their spouses. They are not our children. We are not their subordinates. We are nothing to them. They should do their work and they should not expect any thanks from us. Thank you.
Oh, great, Alberta. That was very nice, staying within the time. Guys, next speakers, just do that. And Dr. do let us know how many minutes you have left so that we can plan around that. But meanwhile, yes.
Marge, actually, I wanted to say that I would like to go. I think we've had a good discussion. I agree 100% with Alberto, or is it Alberta? But if somebody has something that they want to ask, I would answer it before I go. But I thank everybody. Unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to stay up to the end.
Okay.
No problem, Dr. I think you can pick a few. Maybe you pick 4 or 5, and then you respond to that, and then we can let you go.
All right, I'll listen.
Architect, who else? I think we can ask you.
I think only a person who has a question, because he's leaving actually now. He's just waiting for a question that he can answer before he leaves. Is there anyone in the panel who has a question for Dr. Miguna Miguna? Okay, Architect, shoot the question and then he can wind up. Yes.
Hi, thank you guys for giving me an opportunity to speak. I'm from the Caribbean, very close to Haiti and what's happening in Haiti and so on. We know the whole history about Haiti. And when I saw Kenyan troops guarding the U.S. Embassy in Haiti, I thought to myself, wow, that's interesting. But I have a question for the doctor. I know that, so you have more experience than me. I know that in revolutions, they have points of escalation. And I really think that Ruto should really go, because if he already done what he's done in a year and a half, can you imagine waiting for him in 2027 to leave? We can't allow that. So I wanted to ask the doctor, what kind of what else can we do, even those outside of Kenya, to escalate more and more legally? What can we do?
Thank you so much for that question. Dr. Ari, please close with that.
Oh, thank you very much, Maj. What can we do to escalate legally? I think I am more convinced than any other time that the only thing that we can and must continue to do is to protest. The frequency of the protest will be decided and determined by protesters who are on the streets and villages and towns and cities in Kenya. If it was left to me, I would protest every day until Ruto goes. But I would wait to hear what other people will say today and hopefully tomorrow during the Sabasaba. I call upon all Kenyans who believe that they have power and they have rights to change the system, which is their system, and to take Ruto home, to show up in large numbers tomorrow during the Sabasaba with one anthem, Ruto must go, which would symbolize the dissolution of his entire administration so that we can transform Kenya. I thank everybody. Viva.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ari, for having time to come and at least address us and also speak to us. And also, we are here to champion the way forward for Sabasaba, and Sabasaba has a history. So those people who doesn't know the history, read the history and know why it was started. Thank you so much always, Dr. Ari. Maj, how many minutes can we give? Then we
Okay, let's wind up at the top of the hour. I would like to say also, as we converse, let's keep, Kingsman kindly mute, yeah. Let's keep within the confines of the law, because as we began this discussion and until now, the conversation of Dr. Miguna Miguna pegs onto Article 1 of the Constitution, meaning still within the legal grounds. So there was a speaker here, and I did not want to interrupt or act like I'm reacting.